Imagine a city where streets shimmered with bronze and gold, where kings commanded armies and diplomats feared to cross them. A city so magnificent that European traders traveled thousands of miles just to trade with its rulers. Now imagine that empire wiped off the map by foreign invaders. This is the story of the Kingdom of Benin, a kingdom richer than many European nations, and yet forgotten in most history books. The Kingdom of Benin was located in what is now southern Nigeria. Its people were known for their intelligence, artistry, and military strength. The kings, called Obas, were more than rulers. They were the living embodiment of their people's spirit and culture. By the 16th century, Benin had grown into a powerful empire, famous not only for its wealth, but for its art, diplomacy, and advanced governance. Traders from Portugal and later Britain came to exchange ivory, pepper, and sadly, enslaved people. But it wasn't just trade that drew them. Benin's treasures, its bronze sculptures, and ceremonial art were unlike anything Europe had ever seen. Oba Ovonramwen, one of the most famous rulers of Benin, reigned in the late 19th century. He was wise, courageous, and fiercely protective of his people. Unlike some rulers who succumbed to European pressures, Ovonramwen refused to sign unfair treaties or allow the British to take control. He wanted his kingdom to remain independent, to keep its culture alive, and to protect his citizens from exploitation. But the British were determined. They sent diplomats to Benin under the guise of friendship, claiming they wanted trade agreements. When the Oba resisted, they staged a fabricated attack, using it as an excuse to invade. In 1897, British forces marched into Benin City with guns, cannons, and soldiers intent on taking what they could. The fall of Benin was swift and brutal. The city was stormed and burned. The Oba fled into exile, and thousands of his people were killed or displaced. But the greatest crime was cultural. British soldiers looted Benin's treasures. Thousands of bronze plaques, heads, and royal artifacts were ripped from palaces and temples. Ships sailed away, leaving behind a city in ruins, and taking centuries of culture and history across the seas to London. These treasures, now known as the Benin Bronzes, became prized possessions in museums far from their homeland. Yet, the story does not end in despair. The spirit of Benin survived through its people. Artists continued the ancient traditions of bronze and ivory carving in secret. Stories of the Oba and his kingdom were passed down through generations. Even in exile, Oba Ovonramwen remained a symbol of resilience, a reminder that no invader could fully erase the heart of a culture. Today, Benin's influence is seen in art, history, and the pride of its descendants. The Benin Bronzes are celebrated around the world, admired for their craftsmanship, symbolism, and the story they carry. But the question remains, how much richer could the world have been if the Kingdom of Benin had been allowed to thrive uninterrupted? How much of history was lost when greed and power overrode respect for culture? History is not just about dates, battles, and kings. It is about people, their dreams, their courage, their creativity, and the legacies they leave behind. The story of the Kingdom of Benin teaches us about the cost of empire, the resilience of culture, and the importance of remembering our past, even when others try to erase it. As we look at the bronze heads and plaques today, we are reminded that history is alive. The kingdom may have fallen, but its spirit continues to inspire. It reminds us that even in the face of unimaginable loss, culture and identity can survive. It reminds us to honor the stories that were almost forgotten, to remember the empires built by ingenuity, courage, and artistry. If you enjoyed this story, imagine what other hidden histories are waiting to be told. The stories of kingdoms, of heroes, of struggles, and triumphs, stories that shape our world, yet rarely make it into the pages of textbooks. From the heart of Africa to the far corners of the globe, history is full of secrets, lessons, and incredible tales waiting to be discovered. So join me as we uncover these untold stories, bring the past to life, and honor the people who built it. The Kingdom of Benin may have been invaded, looted, and nearly forgotten, but today we remember, we celebrate, and we continue the story. History is more than facts. It's life, drama, and humanity. And this is just the beginning. Subscribe, and let's explore the world's hidden histories together, one story at a time.